I wanted to talk about the eBay. That's what we're talking about. And then earlier we mentioned Amazon. It's the company itself, like what they sell. You're generally
you're generally cool with whatever Amazon itself is selling.
They have a similar a service that's kind of similar to eBay, where
or half.com.
Like half.com, yeah, that was
Half's
those are places where anyone, well, on eBay, anyone can sell anything. Well, if it's not against the law or their policies, they can.
Right.
Like you can't
so
sell
you don't really know if you're dealing with a trustworthy, reputable company. I mean, they're not. You'll deal with a company that isn't as well known as Amazon itself. But both, like eBay has the feedback system, and that allows you to get a good feel for this seller, this merchant. You can look at their feedback, and if they've been on eBay for years and all their feedback is positive, that means they are trustworthy. Or that's a good indicator that they deal in legitimate goods. You should flip through the comments, and sometimes you'll see a positive feedback that says, "I got a really great deal. The seller shipped this out fast. I don't mind that it's a bootleg," or something like that. So even if it's positive, it doesn't hurt to look through the comments to see what people are saying. And if you're not sure, if the seller doesn't have much feedback, that doesn't mean that they're not legitimate. You can send them a message and kind of correspond with them and get a better feel for their character. You can do that. Years ago, eBay was notorious for having a lot of bootlegs, but I don't think that's quite the case any longer. They've really cracked down on that type of thing.
He should know. He worked for them.
Yeah, I worked at eBay for a while. They've implemented this system that allows rights holders to enforce their copyright. And like, for example, someone asked earlier about how are these bootleggers able to get away with selling counterfeit goods? What are the repercussions? Well, it's difficult to take down a store, but eBay sort of exists in its own little reality. They have a system in place where it's really, really easy to get a listing taken down that is for a bootleg. It's really easy for Funimation to send in this notification to eBay that someone is selling a counterfeit title that they have the rights to. So yeah, eBay is much better about that type of thing.
There's more to bootlegs than just DVDs and CDs. There's bootleg toys.
I've been focusing on DVDs because that's
just easier for DVDs.
That's mostly what I purchased.
I've seen really good bootleg toys, but you like they'll have the tag, plushies, and they'll be the right color and everything, but they won't have a tag at all. And our friend Kim got a purple Totoro. Totoro's great.
Actually, I think those things are awesome. Like, they're really horrible.
Yeah. I saw a green Totoro here last
year. The colors are all wrong, and then actually, I need to start a collection
of counterfeit toys.
So I have to confess, I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to wall scrolls, posters, and other miscellaneous merchandise. How to tell if a Japanese company really produced that toy. I don't live in Japan. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know who makes toys, so I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of advice in that area. But Aaron might.
Well, I found out sometimes. I mean, this might go with DVDs too. I mean, and it's almost just the obvious. But I found out this is even the same with little pins. Just look on the back. I mean, it's copyrighted material, so look for the copyright.
Yeah, a lot of bootlegs don't have the copyright listed.
A lot of bootlegs will actually do. A lot of bootleg DVDs will actually they'll even do the copyright on those things.
Yeah, nowadays, but just like a few years back, they wouldn't even list that.
But
they're getting more and more cunning and trying to get under the radar and get your money.
The point is, if it doesn't have a copyright, it's more likely.
If it doesn't have a copyright, don't buy it.
Yes, you have that comment.
Oh no, I was just going to wait till they were done. I going back to toys and wall scrolls and stuff, I've seen quite a few bootleg wall scrolls, and I've noticed the quality is a lot different. If you look at it, and it looks kind of faded, or it might look a little bit off, because if it's an official,
like extra thin
Right.
fabric, if you're like,
Right.
there's no way they use that fabric professionally.
if it's not bootleg, it's probably going to be a lot more vivid color. It's not going to look like somebody just took, you know, a wall scroll down to Kinko's and
Yeah, I heard.
put something on there.
I've seen those.
I heard sometimes it's one of those images. If you look really hard, I guess the scanner light shone through it, so you can see the image on the other side. Sometimes that's
Yeah.
I've actually bought wall scrolls from Japan. A lot of the companies are using the holographic copyright stamps now. And you can actually see them online, like pictures of that, so that way you can see that it's the actual holographic one. And when you get it, you can still see that holographic stamp on there, so you can see that, yes, this is something that we've made because nobody else has the rights to this hologram. And I have yet to see bootleggers go to that extent.
Yeah.
I know counterfeiters for money are going to that extent, but I don't think
That makes them a
bootleggers
lot
ever
more money
will.
that makes them a lot more money printing money than just bootleg
Yeah.
cards.
I think the cost of doing the holographic stamp
It's insanely expensive.
outweighs the revenue from if they did that. So I don't think bootleggers anytime soon are going to wind up doing that.
I do know that
And
the people in Japan that buy, you know, those types of goods, they're often real sticklers for the details, and in response, the companies they charge a great deal of money for a lot of those items.
does anybody have a brand new DVD? Because also bootleggers don't do this, but legitimate DVDs do. There's RFID strips in all legitimate DVDs, whether they're American, Canadian, you know, whatever. You know, legitimate companies use RFID strips.
Just that little black pad that's used most
No, it's a little clear strip of plastic.
Oh, the magnetic thing
Yeah.
in DVDs.
It's not the little black things that you get right here that set off the sensors in the store. It's usually like a little sticker in the corner, and sometimes you can't even see it or feel it on the disc, you know, in the packaging.
yeah, it's like we're
You have to get it under just the right light, and it's called RFID. It's in everything from the shirt you're wearing to this DVD right here on the table.
Well, to get back to what I was saying earlier, I know that like Otaku, they memorize trivia, they obsess over this stuff, and they want only the best, and in order to charge the high prices that Japanese companies do for merchandise, they have to make their product live up to those expectations. So the quality and build of a lot of that merchandise is going to be quite high. But if it's a counterfeit, that may not be the case. That probably isn't the case. So that's something to look for. If you're able to actually, you know, go into a store and look at it, you're not that lucky when it comes to online shopping.
Yeah. 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, when I didn't really know anything at all about bootlegs, I went to Conduit and I went to the dealer's room and they had a box set of Love Hina complete series. And I took it home and there were emails in the subtitles.
oh no.
Oh yeah.
And the video quality was horrible.
I'm familiar with that bootleg. I told you that it was bootleg. On the back of the
right after, like
packaging,
hours after I bought it.
they listed an email address for the company, and the email address was a Yahoo email address. I mean, Yahoo offers email addresses to anyone. Like a company would have their own web domain. They wouldn't use Yahoo. Like ADV, or it'd be like customer service at adv.com would be the email address on the back of the box, not yeah, cartoon at yahoo.com.